Good morning. Okay. Today is Doctrine and Covenants, section 98, verses 1 through 24. And not that I've been chastised, but I've been shown the error of my pride, if you will. So, the date is August 6th, 1833. The location is Kirtland, Ohio. It is for the church, and the prominent doctrine or theme is Sundry Laws, Constitution of the United States. So, a little historical background on this one is the prophets in Kirtland, the saints are in Jackson County. They're being persecuted a lot. I believe it's... Who is it? Is it Phelps or one of the main guys? Edward Partridge, maybe, has just been tarred and feathered. They're threatening the saints. They're saying, if you don't get out by this day, you're gonna get hurt. And so the saints are facing some severe persecution. The saints in Kirtland know nothing about this, and so when they receive this revelation, I'm sure in the podcast Hank Smith he goes, "What's going on over there? What's happening? What is this all about?" Anyways, so verses 1 through 28. It's got some really good stuff in there. And going along with my self-reflection and all the things that happened this weekend with the stake president and things like that, it's just like... So, there are just some verses that were like, Haley. And you're just like, why? Anyways, I know it's confusing right now what I'm saying, but there was an email from the stake president, and it seemed very contentious. It seemed very defensive and angry in tone, and maybe that's just the way I read it, but it was very just kind of like, and it kind of was like, you don't tell me what to do. That's not the way this works. You don't tell me what to do. And then he went around to every ward in the stake yesterday and spoke in every ward. And was just like, if you didn't get a copy of that letter, then you need to get one and read it. And I was like, okay, you need to step off a minute. And of course, you're not supposed to criticize your church leaders, but of course, when somebody tells me to do something, I get a little prickly. So anyways, this section is a lot about forgiveness and not reviling and bearing your burdens repeatedly. And I'm like, okay, I get it. But anyways, what were the verses? Oh, and the verses are about patience. Do I have patience? Absolutely not. Anyways, okay. So when Edward Partridge, I believe that's who they talk about in the podcast. They tell the story of when he is tarred and feathered, and they pull him out into the streets. They break up the printing press that's upstairs. They try to strip him naked. He refuses, and so I think they leave a vest and his pants on him, something of that nature. He refuses to be naked, and so they're like, okay, shirt and pants, vest and pants, whatever. And then they tar and feather him, and he bore it with such humility. He just either stood there or kneeled there, and he just took it with such dignity that the people, it pricked their hearts. They're like, oh, maybe we shouldn't have done this. And they just kind of like let him get up and go home, and they all just disperse. And the way that they described this scene on the podcast was like, I could do better. I could do a lot better when Snowflake Lady comes into the store. And so she came in and I was helping her, and she what she does is she cuts out words into paper snowflakes, but she cuts them into words. Okay, so like she'll do her grandchildren's name or something, or joy or peace or something to do with Christmas, right? But she cuts them out of a regular sheet of paper, which is 8.5 by 11 inches. So she uses that paper to cut these things out, and then she comes in and she wants them to be copied and put on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper with a border. And I have to explain to her that you can't do that. You can't cut out this paper or whatever and have it on this same paper with a border. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Well, she doesn't like me at all. I don't do her copies right. So she came into the store Friday, and Spencer's busy. She loves Spencer, always wants him to do her copies. He's busy. So I help her, and I'm trying to do the copies the best I can. I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be sweet. And the copies aren't coming out exactly the way she wants them, even though I'm doing them the only way that it's possible. And she's like kind of looking around like, where'd Spencer go? And I accidentally hit the wrong button, and it went on an 11 by 17 piece of paper. And I was like, okay, well, it works on this paper, so we can continue to do it on this paper, or I can try to do it on the regular piece of paper. And she's like, well, it's been done before. And I was like, would you like Spencer? And she's like, yes. So I go, I'm like, whatever. I go and I get Spencer, and he helps her, and he comes back and he's like, yours looked exactly like mine. I don't know what her problem is. I'm like, I'm not helping her anymore. I'm not doing it. You know, it's like she wants this impossible thing done. I do the best I can, and she's still just snotty to me. Well, then she comes in Saturday, and I'm the only one there, and I'm super sweet. I'm like, hi, how are you? Oh, would you like some copies? Yeah, I can help you. Yeah, come on. And she's like, do you have a helper here today? I'm like, no, but he'll be in at 11. And she goes, I guess you can do it. And I'm just like, for reals? For reals? I'm so nice to you. I'm so nice to you. I'm so patient with you. Not really. I fume while I help her. But it's like, and you're going to give me tood? But then in reading this, it was like, Haley, you're not doing as good as you could. You're not as patient as you could be. You're not as, kind as you could be. She's a little old lady who doesn't understand how things work. Be patient with her. And I'm just like, I can't be patient with her. I'm very impatient with customers. Especially those kind who are so rude to me and so condescending. It's just impossible for me. But verses 23 through 28 is about how you're supposed to endure. Now I speak unto you concerning your families. If men will smite you or your families once, and ye bear it patiently, and revile not against them, neither seek revenge, ye shall be rewarded. But if ye bear it not patiently, it shall be accounted unto you as being meted out as a just measure unto you. If I'm not patient with my enemies, or if I bear my afflictions, if men smite me and I don't bear it patiently, then there's just cause. Then I brought it on myself. Which which possibly, this woman, I have no patience with her because she comes in and she doesn't know what she wants. And then she stands there for 40 minutes, taking up my time. There's a line of 5 people. It's like, don't come in here if you don't know what you want. That's really one thing that bugs the crap out of me, is these little old ladies who come in, who don't know what they want, who I expect these impossible things that copy machines can't do, and I'm just supposed to stand there and be happy and cheerful, and that's why she likes Buck, because he does it. I don't. All right. And again, if your enemy shall smite you the second time, and you revile not against your enemy, and bear it patiently, your reward shall be 100-fold. And again, if he shall smite you a third time, and ye bear it patiently, your reward shall be doubled unto you 4-fold. And these 3 testimonies shall stand against your enemy, if he repent not, and shall not be blotted out. And now verily I say unto you, if that enemy shall escape my vengeance, that he be not brought into judgment before me, then ye shall see to it that ye warn him in my name, that he may no more come upon you, neither upon your families, even your children's children, unto the 3rd and 4th generation. Oh, that's 28. I went a little bit farther than 24. But still, I am not supposed to revile at all. Just warn little old lady. Be like, if you don't shape up, if you don't be kind to me, you will feel the vengeance of the Lord. Which, I don't know. I don't think she will. But that's the most I can do. I am to be kind to her. I am to be patient with her. And if she continues to be mean to me, there's this other customer who I just cannot bear. I can't do it. I literally hide from this customer because he is so condescending and rude to me. I can't take it. I hide from him. Maybe next time he yells at me, this is what I'll say. If you yell at me again, you will feel the vengeance of the Lord. Ugh. But anyways, it also brought up feelings of my dislike, distrust, when people try to tell me to wear a mask, or that I have to get vaccinated, or this, that, or the other, it gets under my skin, and I just get so angry and so contentious. But in everything that I've been reading lately, and everything I've been hearing and studying, and from the scriptures and conference talks and here and there and the other, it's no. Just bear it patiently. Just endure. No fighting back. I mean, in the sense that, violence isn't the answer, but I'm not contributing any violence. I'm not being violent with anybody ever. But it does make me angry, and it doesn't bring peace into my life. And I think the Lord is trying to tell me, Haley, the Lord made you free. Your agency cannot be taken from you. Whether or not this country becomes socialistic or communistic and your freedoms are taken from you, you still have agency to where you're either going to bear your afflictions with patience and endure, or if you're going to fight, and for a long time I'm like, I'm going to fight, but now it's like, what was it? I think in the podcast, somebody said, maybe Edward Partridge, they quoted him saying that the saints of the Lord are supposed to endure trials, are supposed to be persecuted for his sake, something like that. And it's like, okay, let's bear it. Let's bear it with patience, and let's let go of the anger. Very contentious this past weekend. What can you do when you get an angry letter from your stake president telling you what to do, and you're like, that's not the way it works? I'm not criticizing anymore. I'm not going to say another word about it. It's very I was chastised yesterday for criticizing my church leaders. He's doing what he's doing for a reason, but I still receive personal revelation for myself. But if I'm angry and contentious, I can't receive that revelation. So I need to adjust my heart. There. All right, that was section 98, verses 1 through 24, even though I tiptoed into tomorrow's verses. All right, I love you all so much, and I'll talk to you later.